How long has it been since you've picked up a book and read it purely to enjoy it or simply just to learn? As time goes on, we have discovered that we don't get as much time to read books purely because we want to, or we have been interested in them for a long time because we get so busy with either schoolwork or our future careers or our future families. We have the opportunity in college to read many textbooks and required texts from our teachers, but they are not the ones that we tend to want to read at a lot of times. When I was younger, I did not have the opportunity for my family to read to me, especially my parents. I was never read to before I went to bed. I didn't learn to enjoy reading until I hit 7th grade, where at that point I actually had struggled with reading and I was getting into reading classes because I struggled so much and I couldn't comprehend what I was learning. I didn't grow to love reading until I discovered Harry Potter, which is the case among a lot of people. Once they discovered Harry Potter, they realized how much fun reading is. Younger generation has yet to learn this, it seems. They have been so caught up in the newer technology and movies, video games, and their cell phones to even look at something that's printed on a page. This has become the attitude of the younger generation, and I think my younger brother sums it up perfectly when he says, I would rather see the movie than read the book because it's easier. Which makes me so angry and sad because they miss out on the amazing opportunity that you have to read a book and visualize everything in your head instead of being told what to look at. This has become the attitude of the newer generation, and it is our duty to provide a great learning environment for our future children by getting them to read for pleasure so that they may have a better understanding as they are continuing their learning education, and they will have a larger vocabulary and become even more successful in their future endeavors. Many people of the younger generation tend to have questions such as, what is the point of reading? Why would I read if I can just wait till the movie? Or why should I read if I can look up the summary online instead of reading the entire book for class? Reading is scientifically proven to increase skills that will help you all throughout your life, even after you finish school. There are many advantages of reading, obviously, and most of us know these advantages, but there are a few that tend to surprise you, such as relieving stress. One of these advantages is simple, and it helps us gain a better vocabulary. If we gain a better vocabulary, we sound more intelligent and knowledgeable on any subject that we are addressing while we're conversing with other people. If we have a bigger vocabulary, we tend to be taken more seriously as we go throughout our lives and throughout our future careers. If we don't have a large vocabulary, people will treat you as dumb and won't listen to any idea that you have, even if it's a good one, because of your vocabulary. Another advantage of reading is to become a better learner. Sometimes it's hard for students to pay attention in class, and reading will help you become a better learner. Reading keeps you focused on what you're reading and keeps you concentrated on the text that you're reading in the book. You can make connections throughout the book, whether it be in your own personal life or if it's just something that you remember about past school experiences. If we can make these connections in books, then we can also make them in real life situations, which can help us throughout our future career, our future family, and any future situation that we see ourselves to come upon. Another advantage of reading is that it increases your memory. I have a very bad memory and I can't seem to remember anything. How many times have you been in a test looking at a question and not knowing what the answer is, but remember talking about it in class? If you have been stuck in this situation, then reading can help. Reading provides a way for you to picture exactly what you're reading in your mind, which helps with your imagination, so we can remember when we later have to take a test or it comes up randomly in a conversation. Another advantage of reading is an increased creative imagination. We use our imagination for everything in every daily use, and I didn't realize that until lately. We use it in class when our teacher is describing an event of a battle or a simple story or a poem, and we get to picture it for ourselves instead of seeing what the media wants us to see it as. We get to read and have our own television in our head because of our own imagination. Our imagination helps in our future too, also with our career. It can help us create different projects and bring so many great education opportunities for our future children and the future generation. These are only some of the advantages to reading, and there are many, but these are the advantages that seem to make a big difference among the younger generation and every generation before that. As I went over these advantages, a question remains. Who reads now? Does anyone read? In the past, such as our parents' generation, we have learned that they tend to read a little more because of their lack of technology. They didn't have any distractions except for football games and going out on a Friday night to just a regular sporting event. Whereas our generation, the people who are in college now, we read slightly less than they do because that was when technology was starting to become very advanced and we were getting new things such as Facebook, which became a huge thing, and we all remember when Facebook was invented. So we got to read a little bit more than the newer generation. The newer generation has all the technology as soon as they were born. They have cell phones, they have internet in the palm of their hands, they have television shows that have been going on for years and years and years, and they continually get distracted by it. One of the biggest things I have seen is the cell phones and the video games. My little brother is a big victim of these two things. I hardly can have a conversation with my younger brother because of his tendency to use his cell phone or be on his video games all day. My family hardly sees him because he is on his Xbox all day. And this is causing a problem among the entire younger generation. They have lost the lack to be creative and to learn more things because they refuse to read. So it is our duty to give our future children and the younger generation a reason to look forward to reading instead of seeing it as a chore and not learning anything because of it. Many may ask why it is so important for us to continue reading and just stay with the internet and find it easier to find the summaries or wait for the movies. I think it is important to continue reading so we can increase our knowledge, our vocabulary, and increase our memory and many more things. We have been distracted by the technology, and it's not just our generation, it's the younger generation, and it is generations to come. We have been just so distracted that we cannot even keep a simple conversation with someone in person, but we can easily do it in text. Reading can help us become more socially acceptable and be able to keep a conversation going instead of being scared and cowering into text. It is our turn to prepare our future generation to become better readers and become more intelligent in order to help those around them and to become more successful in their later lives. It is our duty to become better and to help those around us become better and more intelligent, including our future family.